Welcome back. We're well into Youth Month, and South Africa will again remember the gains of democracy mobilized by the 1976 youth. But one would be forgiven for sounding wistful about their prospects today, where they comprise half the unemployed with little opportunity and even less prospects to empower themselves. But some entrepreneurs are determined to make the well of innovation and help empower themselves by becoming job creators in their own right. Among them is Pan Africanist and entrepreneur Godfrey Madanhire, who joins us to share his inspiring message. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, entrepreneurship is quite easy to say, but of course the commitment is a lot more intricate. Let's talk about what it means and how people can get involved and sort of perhaps the mindset that is needed.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, Mpo, and good evening to your viewers. Like you rightfully said, entrepreneurship is like a calling. I always tell people that you don't want to get into entrepreneurship because maybe you are chasing money. You want to get into entrepreneurship probably because you want to solve a problem that we have in society. And let money come as an additional benefit. But that's not what you're chasing, because if you're going to be chasing money, you're going to be frustrated. And an entrepreneur gets in there, not for themselves, but for those who are around them.
How can enabling social entrepreneurship help put young people in the driver's seat so that they can decide how to improve their own environments?
Social entrepreneurship is a very interesting concept. Now, we are talking about trying to solve a problem that we have in society. I think the first and very important thing is for us to identify who gets to see what problem we have. If we want the youth to solve the problem, then they've got to be the ones identifying the problem. Nothing for the youth without the youth. It is the one who lives in the house who knows where the roof leaks. If we put very often, we tend to prescribe, we tend to dictate for our youth, and in the end they get frustrated because they didn't get themselves into it willingly. We got them in there. Very soon we will have celebrations on the 16th of June, and what do we get to see? We see probably someone who is very close to retirement addressing the youth. On stage is people that are also very close to retirement. In the terraces, if it is a stadium, it is full of our mothers, our fathers, and our grandfathers, and a very small percentage of the youth. One lucky 10-year-old who gets picked and is given 5 minutes of fame. They get to address us and recite a beautiful poem where they share their dreams, which might never come true. And that's the problem that we are sitting with. Now, if we are to push social entrepreneurship, then we need to say to our youth, what problems do you identify in society today? And how best do you think we can solve these problems? I know our youth are very good when it comes to identifying social problems. That is why it is very easy for them to take to the streets. We've seen it here in South Africa with protests for fees to fall. We've also seen it in some other countries like your Senegal. We've seen it in Burkina Faso. We've seen it in North Africa. It's very easy for them to get to the streets. But the question is, how easy is it for them to solve a problem when it comes to life after the protest? And that's where social entrepreneurship comes in. And I think this is not something that we should start teaching our youth when they are now in that period which is called the waithood, where they've probably finished their school and now they are looking for a job and they are frustrated because opportunities are not coming through. We need to prepare them right when they are still in school. So probably that talks to our education system as well, to say, do we have the right curriculum? And I think that is very debatable, because personally, I believe our education system prepares our students for the exam, which is sad, because we want to prepare citizens for life. If we prepare citizens for life, then they are going to be in a position to identify social problems and come up with suitable solutions to solve those problems. Now, instead of us celebrating on the 16th of June with